All right, greetings, good evening. Mark Dixon here in the WFSB Channel 3 First Alert Forecast Center with your 9:30 edition here on Monday night of Weather Extra. First Alert Weather Extra, something exclusive to WFSB Plus if you're streaming us there, or as well through the Channel 3 YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in tonight. In case you're first joining us, or joining us for the first time, I should say, some longer form discussion about our weather and the impacts as we head through the coming days. And the big headline, of course, and we've given you the first alert to this since early last week, and that is the arrival of the coldest air in many, many months. So it is certainly the next big thing. The coldest air since April, almost to the date, 7 months ago, the last time we had temperatures as cold as what we're forecasting for tomorrow. And it is going to be feeling even colder when you factor in the wind at times tomorrow, gusting up to perhaps just over 30 miles an hour. So enough to declare a first alert weather day, given it's been so long since temperatures have been this chilly with that wind making them feel even colder. Tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up to wind chill values between 15 and 25 degrees inland and along the shoreline. And by tomorrow afternoon, we're up in that 25 to 35 degree range as temperatures top out within a couple degrees of 40. We'll have more on that coming up in just a moment. But specifically for the Hartford area, the last time we had a high temperature that was less than 50, that means in the 40s, was back on May 22nd. The last time we had a high temperature below 45 was on April 12th. And we're highlighting that because that is indeed what we're forecasting for tomorrow. And on April 12th, the high temperature on that day for the Hartford area was 38 degrees. So it's a shot of chillier air in tandem with the wind. Isn't going to last too long. It's certainly going to feel like winter, like mid-December across Connecticut during the day tomorrow. So certainly plan your attire accordingly. You'll need perhaps the thicker winter coat, the gloves, because those wind chill values, it's going to be a bit of a shock to the system during the day tomorrow. In fact, here in the 9 o'clock hour compared to this time yesterday, we're basically 15 to 20 degrees colder all across Connecticut. Here's a look at the actual numbers. Down to freezing, 32 in Torrington, a degree below freezing, 31 in Salisbury. Along the shoreline, we're going from the 40s into the 30s, 39 Bridgeport, also in Groton. And this downward trend continues as the night progresses. In Hartford right now, 37 at Bradley Airport, down to 35 degrees. So earlier today, we were in the 55 to 60 degree range. We had a southerly wind behind a cold front. That wind is switched to the west and northwest. We currently have sustained winds between 5 and 15 miles an hour across Connecticut. So a couple things here. The wind direction out of the northwest will continue to send chillier air here across Connecticut. But regardless of wind direction, it's making those temperatures feel considerably colder. The wind chill already in Salisbury, down to 20, feeling like 30 in Hartford and Meriden, 29 in Willimantic, 25 Windsor Locks, and along the shoreline where we have upper 30s and low 40s, feeling more like 31 in Groton and Bridgeport and 36 in New Haven. So the wind chill actually gets a little bit worse heading into tomorrow morning. So right now where I can view from Waterbury, we had wet weather earlier. Roads have been drying out, the wind helping to do so. Our sky has been becoming clear. Clouds are eroding. There's our view from Hartford, 37 in our capital cities. We look from 36 stories up. Cloud cover is decreasing. We've got great visibility overlooking the green and the elm city of New Haven. You can see the trees more or less barren at this point, and our view from New London. You can see how the pavement, most recently in eastern Connecticut, had the rain move through, is still drying out just a bit, but 39 degrees there in New London. And looking over the Bascule Bridge from Mystic in the southeastern corner of the state, you can see a little bit of a chop on the water there, given the wind. Again, not terribly strong. Now, earlier today, downpours are moving throughout parts of Connecticut, even as recent as the evening commute. But you can see the state's only live radar, the sweep, the beam there emanating from within the borders of our state, the only live radar in Connecticut. Happy to call it our own here at Channel 3. So region-wide, taking it back over the last 6 hours, you can see the downpours, those showers exiting, lifting to the north and northeast, clearing, getting underway, and back across the Great Lakes and even through upstate New York into Vermont. seen some snow where the air was cold enough to support that. But precip winding down here in time that it was just rain for us. Now, tomorrow, we'll be watching what's coming across the Great Lakes, streaming in our direction, lake-enhanced snow showers. We can't rule out some flurries across western and northwest Connecticut, but we're not expecting any sort of impact from those. But don't be surprised. We're giving you the first alerts, perhaps seeing the first flakes of the season across the northwestern hill town. So big picture here, this area of low pressure lifts away, high pressure builds in between the two. We've got that wind that's up out of the northwest. So temperatures, you can see from the Great Lakes to the Gulf, basically 20s and 30s. New Orleans at 47, Atlanta 34 degrees, Memphis, Tennessee at 33, St. Louis just below freezing at 32. So that cold air, and we've been talking about this a lot since last week, initially dropping southward. Now it's going to pivot eastward, and that's why tomorrow will be likely the coldest day of the next 7. So high temperatures tomorrow, between 38 and 43. Winds at times would gust to over 30 miles an hour. And remember, in the morning, we got wind chill values 15 to 25. During the afternoon, between 25 and 30. So for tonight, the actual air temperature dropping into the mid and upper 20s inland, upper 20s and low 30s along the shoreline. So basically at or below freezing statewide, decreasing cloudiness. It's going to be cold and breezy night. So tomorrow morning, you'll need that winter coat, the beanie perhaps, the scarf, the gloves, midday jacket, and even through the evening as temperatures start dropping off, you may need that again. So temperature-wise tomorrow, we are going to be running about 10 to 15 degrees below average, but nowhere near record cold for the 11th of November. And here's a look at the winds as they're going to be ramping up late morning, peaking in the afternoon, and then starting to slacken or relax a bit as we head toward and past sunset tomorrow. So high temperatures for tomorrow, 35 to 40 inland, between 40 and 45 along the Connecticut coastline. So keep in mind, even during the afternoon, we've got wind chill values that only recover to between 25 and 35 degrees. Now, there's a chance tomorrow afternoon for a couple of flurries as the, again, some of those lake-enhanced snow showers from the eastern Great Lakes survive the trip across the lower Hudson Valley into western and northwest Connecticut in the form of some flurries. So flurry possibility tomorrow. You may see the first flakes of the season flying, but we're not expecting accumulation. Again, just to reiterate that point. Wednesday, partly to mostly cloudy. Temperatures certainly warmer than tomorrow. The wind not as intense as tomorrow. We're going between 45 and 50. Couple degrees milder on Thursday. A chance for some isolated showers. Otherwise, it's a primarily dry day, but mostly cloudy. Then Friday, partly to mostly sunny. Upper 40s and low 50s. And then for the upcoming weekend, as we see it now, Saturday's the pick of the weekend, as it's going to be bright, a little bit breezy, mid 40s. Then on Sunday, we've got the possibility of some showers. A lot of model discrepancy right now with regard to the timing of the rain on Sunday and the magnitude of the rain. So certainly a time frame of interest we'll continue to monitor as we get closer in time. But regardless, as of now, Saturday looking like the better of the 2 weekend days, and then sun and clouds into Monday of next week with high temperatures near the 50-degree mark. So we'll step you through First Alert Futurecast here, take you back in time. This is this evening. So as we get toward tomorrow morning, we'll start off with some sunshine. And then as our Tuesday moves forward, you can see our sky becomes a bit cloudier, and you can see those blues that are popping up. The Berkshires, perhaps across Litchfield County. We've got, again, some of those lake-enhanced snow showers streaming all the way from the eastern Great Lakes here into southern New England. So a chance for a couple of flurries. Again, nothing that's going to be impactful, nothing's going to accumulate. Then as we get into Wednesday, a day that will feature a mostly cloudy sky, some intervals of sun, but dry weather. And then we have that chance on Thursday for a couple of showers. So one more look at that First Alert 7-day forecast. If you have Veterans Day celebrations, services to attend tomorrow, and certainly if they're outside, dress accordingly, dress in layers. Again, we're going to be running 10 to nearly 15 degrees below average. Normal high for today, for instance, in the Hartford area, 54 degrees. So running below that tomorrow. But nowhere near the records for the 11th of November. And then as we head through the end of the week, the breeze is basically going to stick with us. The wind direction will shift around a little bit. That's going to help to boost temperatures up. And then on Thursday, again, a chance for some isolated showers, but most of the state remains dry. And they'll be watching Sunday as well for the potential for some wet weather. All right, that's the latest from the First Alert Forecast Center for this 9:30 Monday evening edition of First Alert Weather Extra here on WFSB Plus. In case you're new to this, we do these long-form discussions on weekdays, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then again at 9:30 in the evening. Up next for us, Eyewitness News at 10 o'clock on the Wax, and then over on Channel 3 at 11.